Good afternoon, Conroe, Montgomery County, and the World Wide Web, where you can listen live. Lone Star Internet Radio. My name is Michael Player. I used to say sometimes I would sit in for Cindy Cochran in the Cindy Cochran Show, but that's no longer the case because they gave me my own show. Now, why they did that, I'm still just kind of like not looking a gift horse in the mouth right now, but I'm enjoying my inaugural week here. Had my first show yesterday, or not yesterday, Wednesday. Let me get that right. It's been a blur. With right here on the Lone Star Internet Radio. 2 o'clock, you can catch my show, The Michael Player Show. That's who I am. My first show was Wednesday. We had Mary Michelle and Sawdust Road here with us. We talked pretty much the whole hour about what they're doing. This show is going to be focused mainly on music, live entertainment. There'll be a lot of happenings going on in the area, plus worldwide. We'll have commentary and kind of mainly what I'd like to do is bring people in the studio. And, I like to have guests. I think that gives people a platform. And I like to be, of course, opinionated on modern music, be it country, rock and roll, the future of music, technological advances that have somewhat changed the game, the playing field, at least in the music industry. And that's kind of where my heart is right now. I'm a singer-songwriter. I live up in Willis, Texas. And you can check me out on Facebook, Michael Player. You can also go to my website, michaelplayermusic.com, and you can find out what I do, what I sound like, and what I'm all about when it comes to being a singer and songwriter. I play a lot, as much as I can, as that's how I make my living. So you can also friend the Facebook page. It is Michael Player Show, The Michael Player Show. On Facebook. So if you get up there on Facebook and you type in a search on that bar, then you're more than likely you're going to come up with that. Just friend the show. And in fact, the first person that friends the show in this hour, if you like the show, you become a friend on Facebook. All you have to do is go to the web page, or not the web page, but the Facebook page, and like the Michael Player Show. I'm going to give away a glossy, looks like an 8x11 picture, signed autographed picture of Sawdust Road. I'm going to give that away to you if you like the page. In this hour, from 2 to 3. So, anyway, was that a like? No, that wasn't my phone, but that did remind me to mute my phone. Well, my history here at irlonestar.com, I have been guest hosting with Cindy Cochran every Wednesday at 10 a.m. And so I've brought some guests on. We've had a lot of fun in that history. And we've run the gamut with artists throughout that tenure that I had with Cindy Cochran, and now we're going to start to carry that on into the afternoon, and we're looking, because we have good news coming up for the station. We're going to go FM in a couple of months. We've got a timeline going, but when we do go FM, we're going to be 104.5 and 106.1. And we're going to be Lone Star Community Radio, which means that, yes, community, you get access to that. It's kind of a radio station that you can actually have a hand in. So we're looking forward to that, being on FM and getting out there, reaching to the masses. You can always contact us via the internet. Go to our website, irlonestar.com, or you can get us on Facebook if you have information or you have events and things like that scheduled, and you want to let us know about that one. By golly, be sure to be a part of that. So, start out the first segment here in the show. We're going to talk a little bit about the Texas Music Chart. Big news came down the pipe a couple of days ago that the Texas Music Chart is closing its doors. Now, I was reading up a little bit about that, and some of the stuff I knew about the Texas Music Chart, and some of it I didn't. But the way this works is Texas music is a burgeoning kind of genre, if you would say. Red Dirt, if you're not familiar with it, well, I'll do my best to educate you, but when it comes to a local regional music scene, there's this thing called Texas music, which to me always had to do with being from Texas and singing about Texas. And I also included bands from Oklahoma, New Mexico, and Louisiana, but and of course I guess Reckless Kelly, who is originally from Idaho, but they kind of started it. So when I think about 15 years ago, Texas music and who was really the momentums of the modern Texas music scene, those guys are Pat Green, Corey Moore, Roger Creager, Jack Ingram to an extent, Reckless Kelly. Those guys kind of got the Texas Music Chart going. Randy Rogers, Cross Canadian Ragweed, Jason Boland, all those acts are kind of responsible for Texas music. So people are still, it's still, not mainstream in my opinion, because people talk to me about Texas music and they're still not very versed in what it's all about. But the Texas Music Chart, the reason we're talking about this is because it has closed down. And the Texas Music Chart did a lot about promoting the genre of Texas music. And so now that it's closing its doors, it's going to leave a little bit of, what are we going to do? Where are we going for now, and where are we going to pick up? Now, it was both good and bad, because in my experience with the Texas Music Chart, you could basically, to get songs charted, you had to pay money to a radio promoter. And if you go to LSM, this guy on Google that, LSM, Lone Star State of Mind, and one of the guys that was blogging about this situation will tell you more about. But how are we differentiating between new artists and established ones, and how are we competing it in this genre of Texas music? So it's very informative, and if you're a musician like me, of course, it's pretty interesting. Now, if you're not, then you're just going to kind of glean the names, and you're going to figure out that something else is going to take its place. But with technology, what are we doing to sell our music, and where are we going with this? And I'll ask some of my guests that. And today, I am very happy to have Miss Hillary Moore in studio. Okay, and so she's going to come on here in the next couple of segments, and we're going to talk a little bit about her career, and a little bit about, if you've never met her, you're going to get to meet her on the radio. You're going to hear her sing a little bit, and we're going to have fun today. A lot of fun. We got Super Bowl weekend coming up. I'm amazed by Super Bowl weekend. A lot of rip-roaring stuff about that. Dick, who are you going for?
I would say the Cam Newton crowd.
Cam Newton, yeah. He's a pretty good ball player.
I think he's more excited.
There's a youth movement there. I think the younger guys going for Carolina, and the older guys like me.
It's going to be a low-scoring game, though. That's the only thing. It's going to be real boring.
Yeah, well, either way, something will happen. I remember last year, I think Peyton Manning flubbed the snap in the very first part of the game, and they never got back into the game.
That was 2 years ago.
That was 2 years ago?
Yeah.
That's how time flies for me. I always think whenever I think that something can't be done in my physical realm, I think that Peyton Manning is 1 month older than me. And if he's playing in the NFL, then I can do it. You know what I mean? So when I'm doing my box jumps in my garage.
Well, more importantly, he's going to the Super Bowl.
Hey,
he's not just playing in the NFL.
Not just playing. He's not a backup. He's actually going to the Super Bowl. So being a part of it and dominating, that's one thing. But we do talk a lot about sports. Of course, that is one of my history parts of my life. I was a football coach right here in Conroe, Texas for 5 years at the Conroe High, and I enjoyed that very much. And, one thing about branching out and doing something that you've never done is that you kind of got to be a little crazy. And so I got a little edgy, but I'm doing what I love to do. I'm singing and songwriting, and I've just started this radio show, and I'm looking forward to it. I want you to join along with me and friend me on Facebook. But, without further ado, why don't we do this? Why don't we introduce Miss Hillary Moore? She's going to be in here. We're going to talk about a little bit about music and stuff. Hillary, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. It's great to be here.
Good.
I'm excited.
Well, I'm excited too. If y'all don't know who Hillary is, you can get a quick glimpse of her at Hillary Moore.
HillaryMooreMusic.com.
Moremusic.com.
Yes.
All right, HillaryMooreMusic.com, and she's of course on Facebook. And if you go to my Facebook page for the show, the Michael Player Show, I have included a link to her Facebook page on that. So, Hillary, just tell folks a little bit about yourself and what you're all about.
Well, I'm a singer-songwriter, and I've been doing this for a little while now. Country music is kind of where my heart is, and I really want to have a message in my music that's going to be something that will speak to people and really touch their hearts. So that's kind of why I write music and why I do what I do, and I love being able to do it. It's a real blessing to be able to connect with people in that way.
Well, that's awesome, and that's kind of what, we're in it to make an impact.
Exactly.
And that's, if you're not making an impact, and it can kind of be a fine line to walk between covers and originals, I know.
Yeah, it really can, because it's like a cover is something that someone's familiar with and they've heard it, so then they're like, oh yeah, I love this, but then you want your original to say something new that will really either touch them or change them or move them. So yeah, it's a fine line to walk between both of those, but it's good to have both for sure.
Awesome. Well, I'm looking forward to hearing you sing as we get further into the show. And I'm looking forward to debuting the gig guide right here. It'll be the last segment of the show. He's going to tell you what's going on in the weekend of entertainment and music in the area. My name is Michael Player. Thank you for tuning in to the very second ever Michael Player Show. Hillary Moore with me. Stick around. She's going to get down to her music right after this.
Doing business since 1985, Assistance League of Montgomery County is a nonprofit, all-volunteer organization where all proceeds stay in Montgomery County. Through our Operation School Bell program, we have provided new clothes to over 50,000 students in our county. Visit our thrift shop at 126 North San Jacinto Street in downtown Conroe or call us at 936-760-1151. Don't forget to like us on Facebook.
Hi folks, it's your old buddy Luke Clayton, and I want to invite you to join me every Saturday morning right here on Lone Star Internet Radio from 8 to 9 for Outdoors with Luke Clayton and Friends. Bill Dance is a frequent guest. Larry Weisser and Mr. Whitetail is on the show every week. We talk a lot of hunting and fishing and generally have a good time. So remember, every Saturday morning, 8 to 9, right here on Lone Star Internet Radio.
Did you know there are more than 790 abused and neglected children currently in foster care in Montgomery County? Will you help make a difference? I'm Allie Stevens with Casa Child Advocates of Montgomery County. We train and support volunteers to be the voice of children in the foster care system. Kids are removed from their home because of abuse and neglect, and we need volunteers just like you to advocate for these children. To learn more about becoming an advocate, please visit CasaSpeaksForKids.com. That's CasaSpeaksForKids.com.
I'm Lieutenant Bob Berry with the Conroe Police Department, reminding you that texting and talking on the phone while driving are not only dangerous, but also illegal in school zones and other posted areas. Drive safely and alert.
Doing business since 1985, Assistance League of Montgomery County is a nonprofit, all-volunteer organization where all proceeds stay in Montgomery County. We are proud to sponsor 10 philanthropic programs that enhance the lives of those in our community. Visit our thrift shop at 126 North San Jacinto Street in downtown Conroe or call us at 936-760-1151. Don't forget to like us on Facebook.
And we're back. Michael Player, the Michael Player Show. Thank you for tuning in. IRLoneStar.com. Tell all your friends. If you have musician friends, by golly, tell them to tune in. We may say something on the show that is very important for people to hear. I think it's going to happen. Eventually. I'm here with my very beautiful and talented guest, Miss Hillary Moore. She's right here across the table from me, so we're going to be discussing her music and listening to her sing. But Hillary, we were just talking in between the break. Tell a little bit. Now, where are you from? Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Kansas, so out in the middle of nowhere.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was really great. It's a different way of life, and I love it. I loved it. And I moved to Texas when I was like 12, and so I've been here ever since, and it's been great as well. A little more fast-paced here on the Houston area than I was used to in Kansas, but I love the best of both. So
awesome. Now, do you ever go back?
I do. I go back at least once a year because all my family's there, and get back into the country way of doing things out there. It's definitely awesome.
It can be. It's a little bit of a culture shock. A little different. But now we were talking. You're currently getting your performance worked up for the producers here in downtown
I am,
Conroe.
yeah. I'm working with Stage Right, and I'm a tap dancer, and I'm super excited. We've been having so much fun doing rehearsals, and so the show's really coming together. We're excited.
Is it more difficult to be a singer-songwriter or a tap dancer?
It's it's very different. The tap dancing is something that's very new to me, but I've always wanted to do it, so it's one of those things that it's like that's been fueling my other creative side as a songwriter because it's something new that I'm doing that's just a breath of fresh air, so I'm excited for sure to be doing both.
It's definitely included in the arts.
Yes, yeah.
And I think that's something that it makes you appeal more when you're multifaceted.
Well, it's one of those things that, like, dance, there's sometimes when I was picking out a cover to do at one of my shows, and I saw this girl doing this lyrical dance to it, and it touched me in a different way that it had never done before. And so to see dance do that and the way it moves people too, like, that's another reason why I love dance, is because it's just another layer of just soul that you can put on there.
That's cool. I was thinking, I played Saturday in Gabby's Barbecue in Houston, which is off of Shepherd. And there was a young lady there, and she was very young, probably 7 or 8 years old. And I'm playing there with Gerald Berger. He's a stand-up bass, slapper. And the girl just walks right in there, and you could tell she doesn't know a stranger. She came right up to us, and she starts dancing.
Oh,
and some of the stuff was kind of, it was kind of strange to have, because some of it wasn't. But we did this one slow song, and she just danced like a little ballerina, and she kind of did this interpretive dance. And I asked her, like, "Have you had lessons?" And she says, "No, I just do what the music tells me to do."
Oh, that's really beautiful.
And actually, one time it was like really cool. She's that way, She could tell she just absorbs what she hears and interprets that in her movements.
Yeah, for sure. It's like one of those universal languages. When I was in New York and I was visiting New York City for the first time, I played out in Central Park, and this guy comes up and he's just jamming to it. And then afterwards he comes up to me speaking this different language, and it's like we connected in the music, but like there was no way we could have connected otherwise. Like it was just a really beautiful moment.
That is a good story.
It's like,
so you're so young, but yet you've compiled these experiences that have, a lot of times people do a whole career and don't ever get that.
Well, I feel like, too, like, it's little experiences that we have anyways, like, every day as people, but it's just looking at them in a different eye and really seeing the awesome parts of them, I think, is really what that's about, too, because I love experiences, and I love getting to know people and hearing their stories and just having that enrich whatever I'm doing, because you can always learn something from everybody, so I find people fascinating. I think
that's a very
really
good.
cool.
That's a very mature outlook on it.
Well, thank you.
But and we were talking in musician circles, and we were talking about how the life is, and you can get real focused on yourself.
You can.
How you look, how you sound, everything's about you. And if what you do isn't successful, then you have trouble paying your bills, and like you kind of have to be. But when you start looking things from a different perspective, it kind of puts things in perspective for you.
Yeah.
But we are, when you're an artist or when you're on stage dancing or when you're doing something that's like, look at me, it is very selfish in one aspect.
It is.
But you're not really trying to do it. You're trying to add to the betterment of your circle. You're not trying to be a sponge. You're not looking for that. All that. I mean, I think some people are. Don't get me wrong, but if it's successful and if it impacts people in a real format, then I think that's because you're giving. You're a giver.
Yeah.
You're not just taking. So
exactly.
You got your guitar on, and we've yacked enough. I'm looking forward to hearing a little bit. What's the title of this song?
Well, this song is called Take Off. And I was on my way to Nashville, and I was on an airplane, and I was getting ready to take off. And I just thought, how awesome would it be to just have, like, the perfect song to, like, take off from something from? Because I was going through this breakup at the time, and I was like, if I could just take off to this breakup song, that would be the most epic feeling in the world, to just take off on a plane. So then that's where this song was born out of.
Good.
So. No, it won't do to take off driving my car. That wouldn't get me far enough. It won't do to take off on a train. Everyone's left that way. Well, Terminal B, I'm waiting. First flight out this morning. I'm taking off on a plane. Gonna burn a trail in that sky. Wayless up 30,000 feet high. That rush running through my veins. I'm taking off on a plane. No, I won't stay grounded here. Maybe up there I'll start thinking clearer. Something's got to change. So So I'm taking off on a plane. No, I don't need no luggage to hold me back from where I'm going, to New York City or Paris, France. I don't care, gotta get there fast. Well, Terminal B, I'm waiting. First flight out this morning. I'm taking off on a plane. Gonna burn a trail in the sky. Wayless up 30,000 feet high. That rush running through my veins. I'm taking off on a plane. No, I won't stay grounded here. Maybe up there I'll start thinking clear. Something's got to change. So I'm taking off on a plane. I'm taking off on a plane. Gonna burn a trail in that sky. Wayless up 30,000 feet high. That rush running through my veins. I'm taking off on a plane. No, I won't stay grounded here. Maybe up there I'll start thinking clear. Something's got to change. So I'm taking off on a plane.
I love it. Oh, that's awesome. That's a great. We recorded that, didn't we, Dick? All right. I think I got this idea too that maybe as the show evolves, that we would do, like, I would, release a CD called the Michael Player Show, and the features and the artists that have come on. That was a great song.
Well, thank you.
Holy crap, Hillary! I mean, I'm really, really liking that song, and to be where you're at as a songwriter, and to be as young as you are, and that, I mean, the song really was, it made sense, and so your inspiration was travel, of course. And
yes,
Now, how many times have you played that song? I mean, has this been in your repertoire for a long?
It's newer. It's one of those that every single time I've played it out, it just I just get so excited about it. I just get this feeling of just like,
well, the energy definitely,
it's so much fun.
translated, and that's what people are drawn to, that energy.
Yeah.
And you have a unique. A lot of girl singers, I think, get pigeonholed to saying, "Well, you sound like Taylor Swift, or you sound like Carrie Underwood, or you." But you gotta. Now, this is about the fourth time I've heard you sing, and that was more different than anything that I remember. And I think as you're starting to come into your own as far as finding a voice. I think that's amazing.
Yeah, I'm really excited about figuring out what message I want to bring to the table and what I want to say to people. And I think this song too, I want people to feel like they can leave situations where they don't feel like it's the best thing for them. I want them to feel empowered, that they can take off and go out and be empowered to just be everything they are and not be afraid of that. And so that's kind of something that's dear to my heart in that message of the song. So.
That's a good message. Did that come out pretty fast, or was that a work for
it
weeks?
Actually, normally it takes me a long time, but this one actually came pretty fast. It was one of those that I was just feeling it so much that I was like, okay, I'm just going to sit down and write it. So that doesn't normally happen, but it was fun when it did. So
that's good. That's a great example, and thanks for bringing that to the show. Now, how many songs have you written in your
I have
career?
No idea. I know it's starting to get up there a little bit. But this one I'm planning on turning into a single. So Take Off is going to be one that I'm recording soon. So I'm super excited about that.
All right. Where do you plan on recording?
I am not quite sure yet. I was thinking of recording it possibly at the Do-Si-Do 1488. I might be recording it there after hours and just jam it and get it out, and I'm excited.
Well, I mean, sometimes it just takes you and the guitar to kind of spin it off on its own. I have really enjoyed putting something together that comes out of my brain and then having 4 or 5 guys put into it. And, and then it kind of takes a life on its own, and it's like when somebody else is collaborating with something you created, it's a real good feeling.
Oh, yeah. There's been times where just a few instances where I've had people that have played stuff to it, and it's like, I can't even keep playing the song because I'm just like, wow, like I just want to sit back and listen to them because it's just so awesome to hear what they add, for sure. Like, it's a beautiful moment. It's like, It's unlike anything else.
That's awesome. Well, we're here with Miss Hillary Moore, multi-talented tap dancer extraordinaire, actress, singer, songwriter. You heard that song, Taking Off on a Plane? Is that what we're going to call it? You're going to call it? Taking Off on a Plane. All right. You'll be able to spot her in a few years. I'm sure that'll be on iTunes and all the ways to get digital music. But go to HillaryMooreMusic.com before then. My name is Michael Player. You're listening to The Michael Player Show. We'll be right back after this.
The Conroe YMCA's benchmark adaptive programming for kids and adults is Leap of Faith. Leap of Faith is an equine assisted therapy program serving children and adults with adaptive needs. The riders in our Leap of Faith program are working to address and manage specific aspects of their lives impacted by illness, injury, or disability. The Leap of Faith program has experience working with riders who are living with attention deficit or other hyperactivity disorders, hearing impairments, visual impairments, developmental delays or disabilities, autism, Down syndrome, multiple sclerosis, muscular dystrophy, head traumas, brain injuries, and paralysis. Our program uses horseback riding to develop self-confidence and self-esteem, to increase upper and lower body strength, assist in respiratory issues, and establish a trusting relationship between the rider and their horse. Not only do these activities aid in the physical and mental development of the rider, but they also foster self-reliance and independence. For more information regarding our program, to become a rider, or to volunteer with a great group of people, please call our Welcome Center at 936-441-9622 or visit our website at www.ymcahouston.org/Conroe.
The East Texas Dream Center is in need of your help. We are a nonprofit Christian organization that houses women and children who are trying to get their lives back after being homeless, abused, or addicted. We are conveniently located at 301 South 1st Street, Conroe, Texas, 77301, right here in Montgomery County. Our needs are financial and every needs of gasoline, cleaning supplies, laundry soap, Lysol, and whatever else God puts in your heart. To help our ladies and children, please consider a donation. You may visit our website at www.easttexasdreamcenter.org. Again, so you don't forget, it's www.easttexasdreamcenter.org. Donations are tax deductible. Remember what Jesus said, with God, nothing is impossible.
Tune in every Sunday night right here on Lone Star Internet Radio for adventure, romance, thrills, chills, and everything vintage radio drama can bring. The Players Theater Company Old Time Radio Hour comes to you every Sunday at 7 p.m. with brand new episodes monthly. Our productions always feature actors, music, and sound effects performed completely live. And now you can enjoy seeing each new episode performed on stage at the Owen Theater in Conroe. Check out www.irlonestar.com for information about upcoming episodes. Relive the glory days of vintage radio drama right here with the Players Theater Company Old Time Radio Hour on Lone Star Internet Radio.
You're listening to Lone Star Community Radio with the Michael Player Show. We're going to do a quick weather and traffic at the bottom of the hour because right now it's around 2:29. It's 57 degrees outside in Montgomery County. Humidity is around 19%. This afternoon, it's going to be sunny with a high near 58. Southeast winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. Later tonight, though, we're going to have a 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms throughout the night, but we're looking at a clear weekend starting Saturday and Sunday. So hopefully you get out and enjoy it while you can today, and then enjoy it some more tomorrow. Traffic-wise, in the Montgomery County area, you're going to run into some problems heading northbound on I-45 right before Rayford Sawdust, but if you get through it, you're good to go all the way through Willis. Southbound, you're not going to run into any trouble through the Woodlands all the way through Spring. Looking out around all the east to westers on 242, 1488, 105, and not see any incidents or accidents. So you're good to go over there. We're going to get back to the Michael Player Show shortly after these sponsored messages. We'll be back.
Have a legal question? Are you a resident of Montgomery County? Call 281-645-6344 to talk to a volunteer attorney from the Woodlands Bar Association. We answer the phones on the first Monday of every month at 281-645-6344 from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. to provide general legal information and information about legal resources to Montgomery County residents.
Good afternoon, Michael Player in with you, the Michael Player Show, on a beautiful, mostly sunny day in downtown Conroe. At the home offices, the broadcast studio of LoneStarInternetRadio.com. Thank you so much for tuning in. We wouldn't be doing this without our loyal listeners. And we have just started the show, Michael Player Show. Started it Wednesday with Sawdust Road as some special guests, and I'm very happy today to be wrapping up the week with Miss Hillary Moore, singer-songwriter extraordinaire here, and she's done a wonderful song with performed a song earlier in the show. It was a great song, and I'm looking forward to seeing where that goes and where your career goes. Now, tell me a little bit about what you like about music and why you do it, and let me just ask a specific question. Where's your favorite place to perform as a musician?
Oh, that's hard. I think the thing that stands out to me when I perform is being able to see people and being able to connect with them. And while I'm not doing my own shows during the evenings, I'll go out to nursing homes and I play there. And that is the most amazing thing, because when you sing a song that someone knows and you can watch a memory play out across someone's face, and it's almost like you share that moment with them again. And it's something that it just fills my heart up so much. It's like that's something you come away from going like, okay, that's why I do what I do.
That's right. That's a lot of truth what you just said. And when I perform, I'm doing mostly other people's music because I want to do stuff people know already, and that's the connection. That even though it's somebody else doing it, and probably somebody else could do it better than I could, or play the CD and it sounds better. But the point is that you're there in the now. And I remember an old line from a Rick Nelson song called "If all I sing is memories, I'd rather drive a truck." And I always thought I understood what he was saying, but I always thought that singing memories can be the best songs because,
for sure,
I mean, that's why they're good. And if a song was good 40 years ago, it's still good today. Now, you mentioned during the break that you and I have played the same venue, and that's Cisco's Salsa Company. Oh, yeah. And I can remember a funny story that I had performed for some people that weren't from around here, and it was busy, and then I had one table about 10 feet from me, and they were like really there to listen. They'd already eaten, and they weren't visiting. They were just a listening table. Most of that audience there, I love Cisco's because they really enjoy what we do.
They do.
It's not a bothersome to have being entertained while you're having dinner for that venue. But this woman, I had sung "You Never Even Call Me by My Name," David Allan Coe, and she had never heard that song, and
that's
she
crazy.
was like my mom's age, and so she's listening, and I could see her reactions as I'm telling the story of the song, and she could see those reactions, and she's looking and laughing, and I said, "You've never heard this song before?" I said, "You're the first person I've probably sung this song for. Nobody's ever heard it, and or they had not heard it." Yeah. And I said, "Where are you from?" And she said, "Bahaba."
Wow.
And I said,
"What is that?"
I said, "Wow, why would you come here? It's so beautiful there in the Bahamas." And she was like, kind of looked at me. She's trying to be polite. It's like, "No, I'm not from the Bahamas. I'm from Bahaba, Maine." That's how it's like that accent was so thick. Her New England accent. I thought she said Bahamas, and she was saying Bahaba. And then I go on about the Allens, so I look funny. But that's why she'd never heard David Allan Coe, so she thought that she was hearing a song for the first time. I was introducing a classic country song that everybody sings the fourth verse to, and she didn't know it, and it was funny. And I always remember that story. But she was a sweet lady, and there for a while she just thought it was.
Well, that's really
something
beautiful.
I had written.
That's really beautiful, though, because it's like there's some quote that I saw online where it was like, imagine if you could go back and listen to your favorite song again. And actually, like, that's so cool because it was almost like you could experience it from fresh eyes because she really was hearing it for the first time, and to be able to be the person to introduce it, like, that's awesome.
In your so where's one of your favorite places to play?
I really love Cisco's,
Yeah.
and then Brodigam's and the Empty Glass. Like, they're both so awesome. They're unique. They're like right next to each other, but they're just like super laid back, and just it's such a great time to play out there. And
So where is Brodigam's? That's in Tomball?
It's in Tomball. Yeah.
And that's kind of like a sports bar type place?
Brodigam's is more of like a country kind of hangout place, evening place.
Yeah.
And then the Empty Glass.
Honky-tonk-ish?
Yeah.
Really?
A little
Honkish?
bit fancier than just honky-tonkish.
Ooh,
But
fancy.
yeah, it's
Fancy
really nice.
honky-tonk.
It's nice. But and then Empty Glass, I'm sure you can assume, is wine and just kind of that like evening atmosphere of just really chilled and laid back, and it's really fun to play there too. So
Right
I
on.
enjoy it.
Well, I'm looking forward to hearing more today, especially after the first song. So you got another one ready to go?
I do.
Another bullet in the chamber?
I do.
Right on.
This one is a song that I wrote when it was late at night, and I had to write it in my truck because I live in an apartment complex and it's too loud to really play anything inside after a certain hour. Right. So I went out to the truck and I was like, okay, I need to write this now. And so I just wrote it out in the truck.
Okay.
So this is a song called
Is it a
You're
song
Not
about
Gone.
a truck? 'Cause it's gonna
No,
fit right in.
you know, like that would have been perfect, but no, I still need to write one of those. I haven't done that yet, so it's like there's like a list of like songs you should write as a country songwriter. Yeah. You're the tear dragging its path down my cheek, leaving your salty taste on my lips. And you're the knife that cut into my live oak tree, left the initials of you and me in my skin. You're the river that carved that canyon out my heart, tore my life apart when you left. But you're not gone. You're not gone. And you're not gone. 'Cause when I close my eyes, I see you standing there, your lips on mine, your hand in my hair, and I know in my soul that you're not gone, that you're not gone. You're the fire that burned up our dreams and watch them die till they're nothing but embers, burning to ashes. You're the tornado that stormed a coming, the freight train of thunder when you rode right in, rode out again. But you're not gone. You're not gone. You're not gone. 'Cause when I close my eyes, I see you standing there, your lips on mine, your hand in my hair, and I know in my soul that you're not gone. You're not gone.
I like it. It was another great song. Very talented songwriter and awesome singer. Thank you for laying that on us.
Well, thank you for having me. I've had a lot of fun.
Great one.
It's fun to play
So that's
some songs.
obviously about somebody who you try to get over and they're still kind of in your mind.
Yeah. I think that happens to everybody. I think it's one of those things that it's just like, sometimes you just got to go through it to get through it, you know? It's just one of those things. But yeah, that was one of those that just really spoke to me. So
Yeah. Awesome. I'm very impressed. So you say your passion is in the country.
it is, yeah.
And who are your influences when it comes to writing and singing in the country genre?
Well, when I grew up, when I was in Kansas, I was listening to LeAnn Rimes. So that was like my first taste of like, oh my gosh, she's so amazing. I want to be just like her. I want to do music. I want to like sing like her and everything. And so that was like my first love of country music, and that's how I kind of just fell in love with it. And then ever since, I love Garth Brooks and all the classic guys back from the 90s. Like that's my favorite because it's fresh and but it has soul to it. And so that's kind of what I want to do with my music is I want to have soul to it, and I want to bring it in a fresh way. And like I love Hunter Hayes. I love how he's so like passionate about what he does, and he's upbeat and he's fun, but yet he's also serious. And so that's kind of like how I want to be as an artist is I want to have like every aspect of life in my music because that's the truth and that's what's real, and I feel like that's the best way to reach people. So
Well, it's definitely what sounds good.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of music, and some of it is good, but the way it's delivered is kind of hard to get through. Especially with some people that are very famous.
Yeah.
I think that especially with Tom Waits, it's very hard to get past that voice of his. And then when you start hearing the lyrics, it's like, golly, that's amazing, And to an extent, I think Ray Wiley Hubbard is like that too, depending on how you catch him. If he's got that energy and that spark, it's good. It's always good. Don't get me wrong, but when you're delivering the energy and you're bringing, you're performing, it's always it's more impactful.
It is.
And I don't mean that as a mark to any of those artists that I just mentioned, but it's it's all, you can do one song 1,000 different ways.
Yeah.
And so when you're really wanting people when you want to stand up and say, hey, look at this, listen to this, that's what it takes is to get that energy. So I like that the influences. And there's nothing. I was listening to 90s country the other day. Actually, it was a satellite radio station called Y2K, I think, and I can't remember the artist, Trace Adkins, that does it. And I was thinking, this stuff sounds so much more countryer than anything that's on country radio.
It does.
And I thought, and even then, I remember when I was a kid, that was like the new country is not that country. Garth Brooks ain't that country, or whatever might be, ain't that country. But those guys all had fiddle and steel in there, and they had a lot of guitar picking that is more country. Whereas now the guitar picking sounds very 80s rock. And,
it does. It does.
Not a lot of steel or fiddle in what you got coming out of Nashville right now. But all that's probably going to change.
Yeah, and I think for me, the reason I love it is because I grew up listening to that, the steel guitar and the fiddle. And
well, we're not reinventing the wheel. We're not coming up with there's 8 notes in a scale. There's 8 chords. And there's usually about 3 chords. Could be 2 chords in a key.
Yeah.
I played a couple of 2-chord songs last night at the Backwoods. Down there in Conroe. That was fun, and I'll maybe talk a little bit more about that experience, but from what I remember. No, just kidding. But it has been a pleasure, Hillary.
You
if
so
you want to
much.
stick around, we might, I might bounce off of you in the next segment or two. Or actually, we have one more segment. We're going to do the gig guide, and we're going to talk about entertainment that's going around locally the weekend before Valentine's Day, and of course the weekend of Super Bowl 50. Is that what it is? 50? I don't know. Thank you for tuning in to the Michael Player Show. We'll be right back.
Did you know there are more than 790 abused and neglected children currently in foster care in Montgomery County? Will you help make a difference? I'm Allie Stevens with Casa Child Advocates of Montgomery County. We train and support volunteers to be the voice of children in the foster care system. Kids are removed from their home because of abuse and neglect, and we need volunteers just like you to advocate for these children. To learn more about becoming an advocate, please visit CasaSpeaksForKids.com. That's CasaSpeaksForKids.com.
Tune in to Chamber Chat with your host, Courtney Galley and Samantha Good, with the Conroe Lake Conroe Chamber of Commerce, every first Tuesday of the month at 11 a.m. I'm one of your hosts, Courtney Galley. Samantha and I will chat about the Conroe Chamber's upcoming events and programs for the month. Relax with a cup of joe or your favorite drink for Chamber Chat.
Doing business since 1985, Assistance League of Montgomery County is a nonprofit, all-volunteer organization where all proceeds stay in Montgomery County. We are proud to sponsor 10 philanthropic programs that enhance the lives of those in our community. Visit our thrift shop at 126 North San Jacinto Street in downtown Conroe or call us at 936-760-1151. Don't forget to like us on Facebook.
Our community's animal shelters cannot absorb accidental litters of kittens and puppies. Approximately 80% of the animals entering our shelters will not make it out alive. Please help be a part of the solution. Please spay and neuter your pets. Many low-cost options are available. Visit texaslittercontrol.org to learn more. That's texaslittercontrol.org. And remember, real Texans don't litter. Please spay and neuter your pets.
All right, thanks for staying with us the hour here on the Michael Player Show. Miss Hillary Moore was with us, and she's going to stick around. You might hear her voice a little bit later. Well, we'll get back to some of the content of the show, but man, I mean, it's just an amazing day, and I hope everybody's going to have a good weekend. What's going on this weekend? Well, let's talk about the gig guide. This is something that we're going to have start sponsoring this thing, get some sponsors behind this gig guide, but checking out some of the local entertainment in the area. Acadia Bar, born and raised, 12 years driven in Broken Valor, and are going to be at Acadia Bar. That's down there off of 1960. Backwood Saloon right here south of Conroe. Local band Legacy is going to be there. They're real good. I've jammed with them before. Concert Pub North, Warhol and Brother Boyer. Corner Pub right here in downtown Conroe, the Pissant Farmers. That's tonight. This is tonight, by the way. These venues and artists that I've mentioned, it's the gig guide for tonight. So if you're going to get off here in a couple hours, want to go home and rest up a little bit and for a night of merriment and music, this is what's going on. At the Do-Si-Do Barn, Neil McCoy from Longview, Texas, my hometown. Neil McCoy is going to be at the Do-Si-Do. At the cafe, Billy Joe Shaver is going to be there. Now, I promised my wife I'd stay at home tonight, but I'm going to mention, and maybe I can get her and take the family down and see Billy Joe Shaver at the cafe. I don't know. If you want to know more about that Do-Si-Do, go to dosido.com. That's DOSEYDOE. And they got the barn and the cafe, of course, right here in Conroe. Game On Sports Bar, basically in the heart of Conroe on Fraser. My buddy Jack Nelson and his whole band are going to be there. The Jack Nelson Band. Main Street Crossing down there in Tomball, Chez Domaine. Max Place, Nervous Rex, the 19th Hole, the Dirty Seeds, Black Ferrato, and Overload. At Papa's in Spring, they're going to do karaoke tonight. Red Brick Tavern right here in downtown Conroe. You know, I've forgotten there's so many great music venues right here in Conroe, especially downtown with the Red Brick. Johnny Burt is going to be at the Red Brick Tavern, and that one bar is going to be the .07 Blues Band, which is by far one of the better blues bands in the area. I was very surprised when I got to see them play a couple of months ago. Tomorrow night, a special concert is a CD release party at the Corner Pub with my friends, the Lime Traders, which was Joey Wells and Haley K. Dudson and her husband. I can't remember his name, but his last name's Dudson. I know that. But they're the Lime Traders. Y'all go on Google and Google Lime Traders, and you're going to find out that one of the best unknown bands, unless you know them, are playing right here in downtown Conroe. But they're local guys, and I'm not just plugging them because they're my friends. They're extremely talented. Tomorrow night, as the gig guide continues, February the 6th at Acadia Bar, Photometric, Phantasma, Residue, and Late Friday. At the Backwoods tomorrow night, Cerveza Band. And Concert Pub North has the premier tribute to the Beatles band. The 5-5 are going to be there at Concert Pub North on Saturday. Do-Si-Do has got Jeanette Napolitano. Do-Si-Do Cafe is the Kyle Hutton Band. Game On Sports Bar has the Joe Valentino Show. Main Street Crossing has one of my favorite bands, Reckless Kelly, tomorrow night. Main Street Crossing. Max Place is going to have J.B. Barnett. The 19th Hole is Downfall 2012, Hounds of Jezebel. and Your Great Obsession. Papa's in Spring, they're going to do karaoke again. And the Paper Rose Saloon, got music there. Not live music, but a DJ. The Parrot Pub has got karaoke, and Red Brick has got Tia McGrath. Have you ever played the Red Brick?
I haven't yet. No, I haven't.
Oh, we got to get you in there.
Yeah, for sure.
that would be a great show. I got the gig guide from the Soundbites News, and you can pick one of those up at any venue that has live music. A couple of pawn shops like Cat's Guitars. I know they have copies of the Soundbites, but it's the rag for local musicians in the area. It's got all the Do-Si-Do lineup. I see. Saturday, March 5th. I see my buddy Jared Sterrett's going to be at the Do-Si-Do Music Cafe. That'll be a good show. They have really got a great lineup there at the Do-Si-Do. Have you played there?
I haven't.
I've only done
the open mic.
Yeah.
There we go.
I've done that. That's a good way to scratch your teeth and kind of claw your way in there. So what's new? So the future of your what's in the immediate future? What you got on the horizon?
In the immediate future, I'm going to be going out to Nashville again, doing some co-writing out there. I'm super excited about that.
So where do you stay? You sleep on somebody's couch over there? Or what?
Pretty much. I do the whole like Airbnb thing where I find somebody to stay with, and that's been great because I've met so many like awesome people who live in Nashville, and so that's like been really cool to get connected in that way too. So that's been good, and so I'm excited to go back there again.
Well, you still got to go. I mean, there's still some great stuff there. I mean, some of the most talented singer-songwriters there.
It's amazing.
Got to go there and rub elbows and meet people as much as you can. So I'm kind of jealous. I'll be there March 6th. I think I'm leaving March 6th. Gonna fly up there for a couple of days, and so I'm taking my wife, and it's going to be partly vacation and partly working.
Oh yeah,
you know, so
I've done a few of those trips. It's vacation, but it's really work.
We're going to do some sightseeing.
Yeah,
and then I'll do a couple of little meets and jams and stuff. There's lots of places to play around there.
Oh yeah,
and, usually, if you try and if you know you're going in ahead of time, you can kind of secure the gig, so to speak. Sometimes you just right there put up or shut up. But and any plans to get into the studio?
Yes, I am going to be doing Takeoff. I'm not really sure where I'll be recording it yet, but I'm planning on getting that out as a single, so I'm super excited to see how that's going to come together with all the other musicians and stuff like that. So I'm super excited about that, and can't wait to release it and have everybody hear it for sure.
I think that may be the actual future of music, especially for people that are local guys, and kind of there's no sense in releasing a whole CD anymore. I mean, you do a single about every 60 days, if that, and just build up a compendium of music that you've done and you've released, and then when it comes time to go at a bigger market, then you'll release it like that. But I think I was in the studio last week, and I did scratch tracks on about 6 songs. And so I'll find which ones I like or which ones are most appropriate to release, and then I'll start doing one about every 2 months, I think. And
that's awesome.
And just by the time I get that one paid for to release it, then I'll have to start saving it for the next one. And it's not as expensive. That's one benefit is you can go in there and do a song for, you can probably record a song for, I'm not going to get into particulars. Let's just say, whereas a CD is very expensive, like the cost of a good used car, you can do 1/8 or 1/10 of that is for a single, and that's a lot easier to bite off and chew than it is
for sure
a chunk. But Hillary, tell us a little bit how we're going to get in touch with you on the digital world.
Yes, at HillaryMooreMusic.com, and I will have links to my Facebook and my Twitter and my Instagram, and you can follow me wherever is awesome for you. I'd love to get connected and stay connected. That'd be awesome. And thank you so much for having me, Michael. I've had so much fun.
Been my pleasure. It's been a good show, and we've enjoyed having you. So on behalf of the Michael Player Show, Mr. Dick Schissler and IR Lone Star Radio, thank you for tuning in to the Michael Player Show. I'll be back with you Monday, 2 p.m. And don't forget, have a good weekend, and we'll see you on the radio on Monday. Take care.
Thank you for checking out a podcast on Lone Star Internet Radio. Lone Star Internet Radio is Montgomery County's community radio station, broadcasting from the heart of Conroe, Texas. If you are interested in sponsoring a program for Lone Star Internet Radio, just visit us online at irlonestar.com or message us on Facebook. We are always taking song requests on Twitter, and if you are interested in getting involved with the station by either hosting your own show or if you want to be a DJ, just contact Dick at irlonestar.com. Lone Star Internet Radio, Montgomery County's community radio station.